process of cleansing and detoxification is something that goes on in the human body naturally. So that's the first thing. So this is not something that necessarily needs extreme behaviors. So a lot of people think that a cleanse requires some form of personal punishment, denial, deprivation. And while you might withhold certain food for a while, or a quantity of food, or you may shift your diet, ideally you would see this as something wonderful to do, because the end result is a body and a mind that's healthier. So most people know when they clean out their closets or their garage or their car that there's something satisfying at the end of that. However, as I said, you can wash your car, you can change your oil filter and change the oil. It doesn't necessarily mean that the car is going to be better, particularly if the driver behind the wheel is impaired. So part of a cleansing process, I think, requires incorporating mindfulness, incorporating what you're doing with your behavior, with the choices in your life, and putting that together with the shift in diet, the shift in the consumption of products that help flush your body out. If the two are not done together, I think the cleanse is at best, as I said, sort of a superficial makeup. And that is not going to let people achieve what they want. A lot of the cleanses are marketed, in fact, and this is deeply concerning, for those people who binge on weekends. And so marketed toward young adults who party 3 days a week, typically on the weekends, and then they'll buy this product that will come in the mail, and for the next 3 days they'll consume a juice with some supplements, and they'll clean out what they just put into their body. As far as I'm concerned, this is encouraging the toxic behavior. And I don't believe that it's a very wholesome thing to be offering. And I would caution people as to what they're doing. Not everyone wants to make these adjustments in their life and their behaviors. As far as I'm concerned, people who are serious about this need to find a protocol that is seriously designed. And you asked the question then about the medical and the scientific background. Then it requires somebody who understands what goes on in the body. Part of it, as I said, is natural and goes on by itself, but there are ways of facilitating the way organs in our body, particularly the liver, the kidney, the colon, the lungs, purify or cleanse or remove the debris that accumulates in those filters, if you will. And there are certain foods, there are a certain quantity of beverages, there are certain things not to consume during this period of time that make a difference. Another common caveat, based on the understanding that scientists have, is that you can't go into a cleanse at 60 miles an hour. So you can't be eating your normal diet on Sunday and then decide on Monday I'm not going to eat. Most people who do that will find that they bottom out, that they become nauseated, sick, weak. They don't feel well at all. The fact that they may be somewhat removing toxins is secondary to how ill they feel. This is certainly not going to encourage the repetition of that behavior. The ideal way to go into a cleanse is to adjust your diet for several days or weeks beforehand so that you reduce the amount of toxins you've recently put into your body. And therefore, when you start a cleanse, you're not unloading all these toxins at once, and you're not as susceptible or sensitive to the change in your glucose metabolism in particular, which is what really causes a lot of those symptoms that I described.